Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another session of yoga here with Miss Ingram. We're going to just dive right in and jump back into where we left off with our sitting poses. So, the last pose that we did was the tree limb face to foot pose, and our next one is going to be our next few are going to be within that same position, only we're going to switch it up a little bit. So, the next pose is called the uh, crunching pose, where I'm gonna turn to the side. Right leg is flat on the ground, toes pointed. Left leg is bent, and again my left knee is forward, not out to the side, but you want to keep your left knee forward. And our left hand is going to go on the right side of our right foot, and our right hand is going to go straight back. So instead of both hands reaching forward, we're going to go here, and our left hand is going to go back. You want to try to keep your left hand off the ground. It may be a little bit difficult while bending over in this position. However, if you can do it, go ahead. If you cannot, that's quite all right. Just have it resting on the ground and work your way up to lifting your right arm. And while in this pose, again, you want to focus on your deep breath in, hold 3 seconds, and deep breath out. So I'm not going to hold this position too long because my back will be turned to you, because you want your face to be towards your right side, because you are leaning towards your right side. However, on the second one, when we do the left leg, I will face you guys and we'll hold that one a little bit longer. So again, your left hand is going to be by your right foot, and you're going to put your right arm back and turn your torso towards the right. And you're just going to hold that pose there. You want to get as low as you can possibly go. You should feel the burn behind your right leg as you're trying to stretch down as far as you can. You don't want to bounce while you're in this position. Don't want to bounce while you're in this pose. You just want to hold it as long as you can while receiving that stretch behind your right leg. The goal is to have your torso come all the way down to your leg, or have your nose or your forehead try to reach your knee if possible. I'm just going to come up and switch legs. That way you can guys, I'm going to do it facing this way, that way you guys can see how, although my left arm will not be up in the air, you don't want it to be straight like this neither. You want to have it bent a little so that you can still receive a good stretch in your left leg. So your left leg is straight, toe pointed or flexed up in the air. Right leg is going to be bent back, but you want to keep your right knee still facing forward, not out to the side. You're going to take your right arm, put it down by your left foot, and you're going to stretch as far as you can possibly go. Trying to make your knee be able to touch your nose or forehead. You want to go ahead and take those deep breaths in and deep breaths out. And as you're stretching forward, you should be feeling your pull in here, and right above your knee, the back of your knee. And like I said, my left arm is bent, because if I have it straight up, I won't be able to receive that same stretch. I will be too high up, so I'm bending it so that I can get closer to my leg. You're going to come up. Next pose we're going to do is called the seated head to knee pose. And instead of your leg being outward, you're just going to take your left foot, put it inside by your right thigh area, as deep as you can get it in there. And you're just going to stretch forward using both hands. You want to stretch forward with both hands. Here you go. You can see better now. You want to stretch forward with both hands so that you're able to hold your foot while pulling yourself forward, like such. You want to try to get your knee, your forehead to reach your knee. And if you can't, that is completely okay. And just pull yourself until you can get it there. And deep breath in and out. 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 One more deep breath in. And slowly come up. And we're just going to switch legs. Same thing, right leg bent into your left thigh. Placing your foot into your left thigh. We're just going to go up and down. Trying to get our head to reach our left knee. And start your deep breath in. Hold 3 seconds and deep breath out. So if you feel as though you can pull yourself a little closer to your leg, go right ahead and do that. If your arms are bent while doing this, that's completely fine as well. That just means you're able to pull yourself lower to your knee. You want to try to focus on those deep breaths. It helps clear your mind. It helps get the bad energy out of your body. One last deep breath in. And slowly come up while you can. Going out. We're just going to switch legs again. Next pose is going to be called the half cow face western intense stretch pose. So, for this pose, instead of our leg being in our calf area, our thigh area, we're just going to throw it over so it's like a half of the Indian style pose. So, and same thing. You want to reach over to your foot. If you're not able to touch your foot, that is completely fine. You can reach for the ground as far down as you can possibly go. Again, this is called the half cow face western intense stretch pose. So I'm going to reach for my ankle because I cannot reach my foot. There's no shame in that. I'm going to reach for my ankle and I'm just going to pull my body down as far as I can get it to go. And you just want to remember to focus on taking those deep breaths in and those deep breaths out as you're pulling yourself down to your leg. And if you feel like you're halfway through, you can go deeper in, pull yourself lower, then go right ahead and do that. You never know, by the end of the first stretch, you'll be able to reach your foot. You're going to come up, stretch up, switch legs. You're going to go back down. Ooh, this one's a little harder. And again, just try to focus on those deep breaths in. Hold for 3 seconds. Deep breaths out. And if you can pull yourself a little lower, go right ahead and pull lower. Deep breath in. And out. Deep breath in. And out. And one more deep breath in. And slowly come up as you're blowing out. Stretch all the way up. And you're helping stretch out your back. Release your leg. So I'm pretty sure you're doing very good right now. And we're just going to continue on. And our next pose is a very, very relaxing pose. It's called the child pose. And of course, I'm just going to come up onto your knees. And you want to have your feet flat, forward flat on the ground, while your legs are bent up against under you. You're going to stretch, come all the way down. You're going to have your arms with your palms facing up flat on the ground behind you. You're going to have your face on the floor. Your forehead is going to be on the floor. You're just going to close your eyes and reflect while taking your deep breaths in and your deep breaths out. In this area, this pose here should help stretch your lower back area. Your bottom is not going to sit in your feet. Like if you're sitting like this, I'm pretty sure it hurts. So because your forehead is going to be on the floor, you want to bring your bottom up a little. And just make sure that your arms are on the ground, hands with your palms face up. I'm going to slightly come up some. I'm going to change to the child's pose with extended arm. And all that is you're going to now bring your arms from behind you and stretch them forward. While in this pose, you can bring your bottom closer to your feet. It's still not resting. Your bottom is still not going to be resting on your feet. However, it will come rather close because you're pushing back on your bottom and your legs with your hands because they're flat in front of you. And then now your palms are flat on the ground. Forehead is going to be down on the ground as well. And you're just going to push back and start taking your deep breaths in. Hold for 3 seconds and deep breaths out. This is a very, very relaxing pose. Although you may not feel that you're stretching, you're definitely stretching out your arms right now. As long as you're pushing and pulling away, you're definitely stretching your arms right now, but it also gives your back and your legs a chance to relax. You can come up. And while we're going to just stay in this position, the child's pose position. And this time we're going to do it's called the child's pose, hands to the side. And instead of having our hands flat in front of us, we're going to now bring them to the side of us. And again, stretching them all the way out. And forehead still on the ground. Bottom should be coming up a little bit more now because of our position changing. I'm just gonna hold this pose. Out. Deep breath in. And out. Deep breath in. And out. Deep breath in. And out. One more deep breath in. And out. Next pose we're going to do is called the child's pose, palms together. So, hands together, elbows on the ground. You want to have them about 2 inches in front of your legs. Hands are also on the ground. Excuse me. Hands are also on the ground. And as you're holding this pose, you're just going to push back, trying to get your bottom to touch your feet, okay? And you should feel right here pulling. And while you're doing it, again, your elbows are going to be about 2 inches away from your knees. You're just going to pull yourself back, push yourself back. Remember, deep breath in through your nose, hold 3 seconds, and blow out through your mouth. And deep breath in, and out. Deep breath in, and out. Deep breath in, and out. Deep breath in and out. One more deep breath in and out. And our last and final pose that we'll be doing will be called the revolved side child's pose. And it's simply, I'm going to bring our left arm up and over. I'm sorry. I'm going to bring our right shoulder down onto the ground. So you're definitely going to have to bring your bottom up. Left arm is down on the ground. Back up some. Left arm, shoulder down on the ground. Your head is also going to be down on the ground. Your left arm is going to be over your head. Palm flat on the ground. Stretching this way. And you can go ahead and start taking your deep breaths in and out. I'm going to make sure that your right shoulder is definitely pressed on the ground and your right palm is face up while it is next to your left leg. Your left hand is over by your ear, over your head, and your left palm is flat on the ground in this position. And you want to try to have your legs, your feet flat still. While in this position, you're going to be stretching out your back. And while focusing on your breathing, you're also stretching out your right side while in this pose here. And one last deep breath in and out. And you're just going to come up. We're going to switch sides. So my back isn't to you guys. I'm just going to switch this way. This time you want your left arm Your left shoulder on the ground. Bottom is up in the air. Head on the ground. Your right arm is going to be over your head and on your ear. And you're just going to hold this position here while taking your deep breaths in and deep breath out. And last deep breath in and out. And again, that pose was called the reverse side child pose. And that concludes our yoga session for today. Thank you, and I'll hopefully see you next time.